Welcome back, everybody. Let's see what we're working on today. Okay, we got a John Deere F525. We're going to do a tune-up and sharpen the blades and change a belt. So, grab down here, lift your seat up, and then your hood comes up like this, okay? So your oil fill is there. Fuel filter is there, which I've already changed. I've already put changed the oil as well. And spark plug is down there. So you got two ways to drain the oil. On these, I just use the suction unit, that little guy, and I just stuff the hose down there and pump it out, okay? If you don't have that ability or can't, your drain plug is right there, that guy right there, and then your oil filter is over here, okay? So I drain the oil and then I pull that filter and then you put a new one on, and your air filter is under here. So take those two thumb screws off, pop it out, and then your, like I said, your fuel filter is right there. It's just no more normal 1/4 inch fuel filter, so nothing special there. And then this one took about 1.5 quart of fluid of oil, which these call for 1030 motor oil. So get some 1030 and throw it in there. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna end up pulling this deck off. So you have a point of connection there, and that guy right there. And we got to pull that top belt. As you can see, it's in awful shape. So right here's your tensioner, so we're gonna pull it that way and pull this top belt off. You also have this guy too, so just pull that clip and then pull that. Okay, and you release tension on that belt like that. So it tightens it, releases tension, so you can just, I need both hands, but yeah. Okay, and there's a bolt here and there. You're gonna pull those two out. They're 13mm nuts. Now you can just pull that bottom belt off of that little pulley assembly, and that part will come out with the deck, but I didn't want to mess with that, so I just undid those two bolts. So now we can mess with this. So looks like we need to pull that guy out. Well, loosen that guy, loosen that guy, and then we have one there, and there, and down there. Those look like 10 mils, so I'll be right back. Alright, so here is your belt number, and that's what it's going to look like. So pay attention to that diagram, or to that belt routing, so we can, you know, get it back to that. I don't see a belt diagram anywhere, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna come around here, around that one, back behind that, and over there, and you're gonna come up there and out like that. So I'm gonna pull this so I can flip that up and out of my way. Now grab your 13 and undo that. Never mind, don't do that. Just undo this spring that goes right there. Get that out of your way. Now you can get that belt back there. So what I like to do is kind of set it up the way it goes. That way when I ultimately cut the belt, I kind of have an idea of how it goes. Because now I'm just gonna cut this belt right there and it'll make my life easier. So now I have that cut. I'll pull that off, and I need to be so put that up behind here like that, and you're gonna take this, we're gonna go back there, we're gonna clean all that grass up too, so we're gonna go back there like that. Okay, now we're gonna take this old belt off, get it all the way out, and that's how it goes. Right like that. So now we're going to work on getting all this grass out, and we'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to tip it up and get all this grass and dirt out of there. I just want to say this is not my mower, so there's an excess amount of dirt. I don't exactly know why. Okay, now's your chance to get all this cleaned up, and we'll sharpen these blades a little bit. They actually don't look too bad, but they're pretty dull. If you do want to replace them, there's your part number. So this is a nice nifty little tool that you can use to sharpen and balance your blades. So you balance it on this, you set your blade on there, and when it sits level, it's balanced. And this is your sharpening stone. So basically just run it like this on the part that you sharpen. The plastic part goes on the bottom of the blade. Okay? These ones are actually kind of past the point of sharpening, so I'm not even taking them off to do it. But that's how you'd do it. You'd pull this bolt off, and as you sharpen them, you set them in that balancer to balance them. So we're going to go ahead and clean all that garbage out of there and see if the owner wants to replace the blades. Okay, now you're going to take your trusty covered in grease gun and grease there, 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 and then on both front spindles. Right there and right there. And now you can put this glorious bastard back on. Okay, now you can hate yourself for not cleaning up your grease there or there and cleaning the deck where you're trying to work as you get this thing in line and put it back in there. Okay, line that part up first.